Have you ever found yourself in a quiet moment, perhaps late at night, and a whisper of doubt creeps in? It's a common experience for many men, this subtle questioning of their own attractiveness, especially when they compare themselves to the louder, flashier guys who always seem to be at the center of attention. You might wonder if you're truly seen, truly noticed. It's easy to fall into the trap of believing that attraction must announce itself with grand gestures, booming laughter, or an overtly confident swagger. We're often conditioned to think that magnetism is something loud and obvious. But what if I told you that true lasting attraction moves in much quieter, more profound ways? It's not about who dominates the conversation, but who creates a space where others feel truly seen and heard. True magnetism isn't a performance. It's a resonance that manifests through subtle reactions, comfortable pauses, and unspoken shifts in behavior that you might not even consciously register. These are the moments when attraction truly blossoms, quietly, almost imperceptibly. It's a dance of energy, not words, a subtle pull that draws people in without a single overt move on your part. You're simply being yourself, and that's enough. Some men possess this magnetic quality long before they ever suspect it. They might walk into a room, and a subtle shift occurs. A collective, almost imperceptible turning of heads, a softening of the atmosphere. And they, in their quiet way, might not even realize the profound effect they're having. This kind of attraction often begins with attention that feels completely unearned. You might be simply minding your own business, perhaps engrossed in a task, saying very little, doing nothing extraordinary or attention-grabbing at all. Yet you become a focal point. Yet people notice you. Their eyes might linger a little longer than usual as you pass by, or you might catch a subtle, curious glance from someone across the room, then another, leaving you to wonder what precisely sparked their interest. When you speak, even if your words are simple or mundane, conversations around you seem to soften. It's as if everyone instinctively leans in, quieting their own thoughts to truly hear your words, finding a certain weight and intention in your voice. Even the silence around you can feel profoundly different. It's not the awkward, empty silence we often dread. Instead, it feels heavier, more intentional, filled with a comfortable, meaningful presence that invites connection rather than tension. This unique quality isn't about trying to command a room through sheer dominance, a loud personality, or aggressive posturing. It's about a natural, inherent presence that simply settles into the space around you, effortlessly, without needing permission or validation. Over time, this quiet, unassuming presence begins to draw a subtle form of authority towards you. It's not something you actively seek or ask for. Rather, it's something that is instinctively offered by others, almost as if it's your natural right. You might find that teachers, managers, or even group leaders engage with you more frequently and deeply than you'd expect. They seem to seek out your thoughts, invite your perspective, or place quiet, significant responsibilities on you without much explanation. This response isn't logical or planned, it's almost instinctive. People sense an internal order, a quiet strength and stability within you, long before they ever see any external proof of your capabilities or achievements. It's a felt sense. When a man appears centered, grounded, and comfortable in his own skin, others subconsciously make assumptions about him. They assume depth, wisdom, and reliability, and that assumption alone, that quiet, embodied confidence, makes him inherently and powerfully attractive. Beyond professional settings, there's also a distinct and often beautiful shift in how mature women respond to you. These are women with significant life experience who have learned to discern what truly matters beyond superficiality. Older women, especially those who carry themselves with grace and wisdom, often soften around you. Their respect isn't merely polite or obligatory, it's calm, deliberate, and deeply felt, a genuine acknowledgement of your presence. They encourage you with their words, speak kindly and thoughtfully to you, and acknowledge you with a warmth that feels intentional, chosen, rather than just a social nicety. There's a genuine connection in their gaze. This reaction you see comes from recognition. Their life experience has taught them discernment, and when quiet strength, integrity, and genuine presence show itself, it is met with an ease and appreciation that is truly special and deeply validating. However, not everyone responds with comfort or ease. Interestingly, Not everyone reacts to this quiet magnetism with warmth. Some men almost immediately become subtly, almost unconsciously competitive. You might notice them interrupting you more often, subtly posturing, or attempting to diminish you or outperform you without any clear logical reason. It can be quite a confusing and disorienting experience, leaving you wondering about the dynamic. This reaction isn't about genuine conflict or animosity towards you personally. It's actually about comparison. Your quiet, grounded presence, without effort or show, forces them to confront what they are still trying to prove within themselves. Attraction, you see, is a powerful force. It creates admiration and connection in some, but simultaneously it can spark resistance and subtle challenge in others. It's a reflection, a mirror. This dual reaction, being welcomed and appreciated in one moment, then subtly challenged in the next, can be incredibly confusing, especially when you're completely unaware of the profound effect you have on people. You might question yourself, but in reality, both of these seemingly opposite responses confirm the very same thing. They are both potent indicators of your strong, undeniable presence, a presence that doesn't need to be loud to be felt. A strong, authentic presence acts like a mirror to those around you. It doesn't just attract, it reveals people, amplifying what already exists beneath their conscious behavior and surface-level intentions. It brings hidden dynamics to light. As your interactions deepen and relationships evolve, you'll start to notice that the compliments you receive begin to shift in nature. They move away from mere appearance and gravitate towards your inherent energy, your essence. People might start describing you with words like calming, steady, grounding, or simply easy to be around. These aren't superficial observations. They are profound acknowledgments of the emotional impact you have on others. These words carry far more weight than any physical praise, however flattering. They reflect how others genuinely feel in your proximity, the emotional space you create, and the sense of peace you effortlessly offer. Emotional safety is a rare and incredibly precious commodity in our fast-paced, often anxious world. When someone provides it without effort, without even trying, it leaves an indelible impression that lingers long after the interaction ends. This calm, however, should never be mistaken for passivity, weakness, or lack of conviction. A truly grounded man doesn't need volume or aggression to be firm, clear, and unwavering in his principles. You speak clearly and concisely when it's necessary, ensuring your words have impact and meaning. And you remain wisely silent when words would add no value, understanding the power of quiet observation and thoughtful consideration. You don't rush to impress others because you don't need external validation to feel complete, nor do you disappear or shy away to avoid tension. Instead, you face it with quiet resolve and an unwavering presence. That perfect balance of engaged presence and quiet stillness communicates a deep, unwavering sense of self-trust. And self-trust, my dear friend, is one of the most profoundly attractive qualities a man can possess. One of the clearest, most undeniable signals of this quiet, compelling attraction often appears at the very end of conversations, in those moments when you're about to part ways. When interactions with you are technically over, when the last words have been spoken, women often find themselves subtly, or sometimes quite obviously, lingering. They delay leaving, finding excuses to prolong the connection. They might ask questions that don't really advance the conversation, just to keep it going for a few more moments. Or they might adjust their pace to stay aligned with yours as you both walk away, extending the shared space. This lingering is rarely a conscious, deliberate decision. It's the body, the subconscious, resisting separation from an experience it finds profoundly regulating, comforting, and deeply rewarding. It wants to stay in your presence. What makes all of these powerful signals so incredibly easy to overlook is their very subtlety. There are no dramatic confessions of adoration, no exaggerated compliments that shout for attention. There's no obvious, overt validation that screams for your attention or inflates your ego. It's not a spectacle designed to impress. Instead, it's a consistent, gentle hum of genuine connection and quiet recognition. Attraction, in its most authentic and potent form, expresses itself through this quiet consistency, not through grand, fleeting spectacles or performative displays. It's built on a foundation of genuine presence. The quieter and more understated this attraction is, the more authentic, deeply rooted, and truly meaningful that connection tends to be. It's a sign of a profound resonance that goes beyond words. This kind of profound appeal doesn't emanate from perfection. It doesn't require ideal physical looks, constant charm, or a practiced, performative confidence that feels forced or unnatural. In fact, trying too hard, striving for an unattainable ideal, can often detract from this inherent magnetism. True attraction isn't about what you do to impress, but about who you are at your very core. It comes from internal alignment, a deep, unwavering comfort with yourself. A man who is genuinely at peace with who he is, who knows his own worth without needing it validated externally, sends a powerful signal that others can instinctively feel. People may not be able to articulate exactly what it is that draws them to you, but they respond to it instinctively. It's an energetic resonance, a frequency that bypasses conscious thought and speaks directly to their subconscious. The true shift, the real awakening to your own power, happens when you stop dismissing these subtle signs as mere coincidences, random occurrences, or simply being lucky. This newfound awareness isn't about inflating your ego or becoming arrogant. Quite the opposite, in fact. It sharpens your perception, allowing you to see the world and your interactions with a newfound clarity and depth. Once you truly understand how you are already experienced by others, not just how you think you're experienced or wish to be, you stop chasing external confirmation. You no longer need outside approval. Your behavior doesn't need to change dramatically. You don't suddenly need to adopt a new performative persona or force yourself into uncomfortable actions to gain attention. You simply exist powerfully. Your posture doesn't need a forced adjustment. You don't need to try to look more confident or assertive. You already are confident, deeply so. You just hadn't fully realized the depth of that innate strength within you. What truly changes is your internal certainty. It's a quiet, foundational knowing that settles deep within you, an unshakable belief in your own inherent worth and magnetism. You stop second-guessing those subtle glances, those softened conversations, those lingering goodbyes. You understand them for what they truly are, genuine, instinctive responses to your authentic, magnetic self. This certainty, when it is quiet, embodied, and deeply integrated, doesn't add anything new to you that wasn't already there. Instead, it only amplifies what was already present, waiting to be fully recognized and embraced. You become more fully, more authentically you, radiating that inherent magnetism with even greater ease, grace, and impact. And that, my friend, is where true, undeniable attraction truly lies, in the power of your authentic presence. So the next time you feel that familiar flicker of doubt about your own attractiveness, pause for a moment, take a breath, and then look for the quiet signs. You might just discover that you are far more magnetic, far more attractive than you have ever given yourself credit for.